Sun is down, freezing cold. That's how we already know. Winter's here. My doc could probably do it for a Louis belt. That's just how we know you don't know nothing else. I try to show 'em. I try to show 'em. Hey man, 4 for 4. I tried to show 'em. Look, next season, Real Madrid have something for us. I don't know who Hansi Flick sacrificed. I don't know who he prayed to. I don't know who this man made the deal with. But whoever he's made the deal with, you got to run it back next season. Barcelona, 4-3 victors over Real Madrid. 4 wins over the Galacticos. The Galacticos. Wow. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about the game. Oh my goodness, there's so much to discuss. So much to discuss. But as I said, get involved. Let me know what you guys thought about the game down in the comments down below. I'm so excited to hear what you thought. Where do we even start? I think the first thing I want to start off with is coming into this game, as I mentioned in the Inter Milan game, this game was pivotal. 4 points clear at the top of the league. It really felt like a moment in which we could win the league here. But if we lose this game, it's blown completely wide open. And in the opening minutes of the game, it really felt like one of those days. It felt like a game where Barcelona were kind of just coast their way to a pitiful performance, and Real Madrid would really take advantage of that heartbreaking loss at Inter Milan. Kylian Mbappe winning the penalty for the first goal after Kubarsi mistake. And to be very honest with you, I've spoken with a few people about this, and to be honest, I don't really understand how that wasn't called as offside. Mbappe is standing in an offside position when the first pass is played. Kubarsi miscontrols the ball, I understand that, but if Mbappe isn't standing in an offside position, he doesn't benefit from the fact that Kubarsi miscontrols the ball. So in my opinion, that should be offside because he's interfering with the game. Because if he's not in an offside position, he doesn't get that advantage of Kubarsi miscontrolling it and then being able to play ahead of Kubarsi. If he was standing next to Kubarsi, that's a completely different situation. But who really cares in the grand scheme of things? Mbappe finishes the penalty and Real Madrid go 1-0 up. And then in the opening minutes, Real Madrid are coming out with a lot of ferociousness, as I expected them to. This game is their season. They have nothing else to play for this year. And rightly so, because Real Madrid have been terrible this season. And really and truly, it really felt like this was going to be a smash and grab performance from Real Madrid. They would come to the Camp Nou, or the Montjuic as it's called, and take all 3 points and really make it, squeaky bum time for Barcelona in the last 3 games of the season. Vinicius Jr. plays Kylian Mbappe in behind, and it's 2-0 in the blink of an eye. And I'm sitting there on a Sunday afternoon thinking, are we really about to throw this La Liga title? Because I've said this before on the channel. Our last 3 games are not games that can be sniffed at. Bilbao away, Espanyol away, and Villarreal at home. I'm very confident we'll drop points in at least one of those games. So winning today was imperative if we wanted to win the league title. And in those opening minutes, Real Madrid were combative, they were ferocious, they were good in their press. They were actually pressing the ball. Jude Bellingham was running up and down. Vinicius and Mbappe were pressing the ball high. And it really felt like, okay, Real Madrid are up for this game. And Barcelona were really struggling to get into it. But guys, we've said this on the channel. We've said this before. Never give up in your life. Whatever thing you're doing, whatever it is you're pursuing, whatever it is you're aiming for, never, ever, ever give up. Always believe that you can do it. You know who gave me this belief? Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick this season has given me no reason not to believe in this team. 2-0 down at Inter Milan, we came back to 2-2. And 2-0 down against Real Madrid, we made it 4-2. First goal, Eric Garcia at the near post, a man who, today for me, incredible performance from Eric Garcia. I won't lie to you, I was very, very nervous about Eric Garcia versus Vinicius Jr. I know Vinicius hasn't been good this calendar year, but he's still a player that you definitely need to take account for. And I felt like he handled him very well throughout the game. And after that goal from Eric Garcia, it really felt like all the momentum was with Barcelona. Going into the latter moments of the game, Barcelona were creating chance after chance. Courtois was being tested. The Real Madrid defense was being stretched. And it felt like the second goal was only a matter of time away. And who else? Who else but Lamine Yamal? Who else? And look, we can talk about the goal. We can talk about the goal. To be honest, I could care less about the goal. I've seen Lamine Yamal score better goals than that in his career. His very short career at this club. But the thing I love about this kid, the thing I love about him, he just oozes class, he oozes elegance, he oozes confidence. As if to say, don't worry, I'm here. Look, Mbappe scores the first goal. He's doing calma to the Montjuic fans. He's telling them to calm down. He scores the second goal. He's doing his trademark celebration. And to be very honest with you, when I'm watching those opening 15 minutes, I'm frustrated because I don't even believe like Real Madrid have played well. Yes, they've scored 2 goals. Yes, they're 2-0 up, but it doesn't feel as though they've played well. They've taken advantage of the high line, as you'd expect with fast players like Mbappe and Vinicius. But I'm not sitting there thinking, oh, these guys are peppering us. These guys are destroying us. And they're 2-0 up, and they've lost 3 games against us this season. And it really felt like, are we really going to do all that this season? Are we really going to have all those great games, beat Real Madrid, 3 times, and still lose La Liga to them? Because when it was 2-0, 3 points to Real Madrid, you're sitting there thinking, 1 point gap, Real Madrid could nick this league title, which they don't deserve, by the way. They've been rubbish this season. The season will probably end up with it being a 5-point gap or maybe a 7-point gap. That's not even enough. Barcelona and Real Madrid are not 7 points away from each other this season. It should be 15, 20, maybe even 30 points between the two teams. Real Madrid are not good this season. So in those brief moments where Real Madrid were 2-0 up, it felt like, is this really what our season is going to come down to? We've fought throughout the year. We've been the best team in Spain, arguably the best team in the world. And we're going to let it all slip away in the space of, 4 days? But Lamine Yamal came to the rescue. He said, don't worry about all that. Even though he was heartbroken against Inter Milan, even though he fought and he died on that pitch in Milan. He died on that pitch. He still came out today, rearing as ever, incredible as ever, dynamic as ever, joyful, flair, so much invention. And he gets the second goal, lovely curling to the bottom corner, and he's telling them, calm down, don't worry, I'm here. Lamine, he's here. And it's 2-2, and at that moment, I'm calm. In that moment, I'm calm because I know we're going to win the game. I know we're going to win the game because we're better than these lot. As Lamine Yamal said it, you can score 1, 2, 3. They just can't beat us this season. Maybe next season. But this season, no way. And that belief was fortified as Raphinha with a double. Mishap between Mbappe and Ceballos in the midfield. And Raphinha picks up the ball, who started the game pretty poorly, in my opinion. Had a few chances to get good crosses into the box, wasted both of them. Had times where he should have probably been shooting, and he's passing, and he's shooting. But in that moment where Pedri played in behind, you never had any doubt. Slots it past Courtois, and it's 3-2 in the blink of an eye. And then when you thought that wasn't enough, when the stadium was already bouncing, raucous, you have Travis Scott in the stands, Thierry Henry watching the game, Terry Crews. Raphinha once again picks the ball up, wins it back from Lucas Vasquez, plays into Ferran. Ferran back into the Raphinha. Raphinha 4-2. Raphinha. Ferran Torres makes his 3rd assist of the game. I don't even know how he did that. I don't know how, and I'm pretty sure it was a perfect assist. Perfect hat trick of assists. Left foot, right foot, header. Flick on for Garcia. I believe it was left foot to Raphinha, right foot to Lamine Yamal. Incredible hold-up play from him today. I thought Lewandowski would come on, but Ferran Torres shows us once again that he is a very, very able deputy in that position of the squad. And then people started talking about how that handball from De Jong, or at least they were checking it briefly. And then I was sitting there like, if they're really going to disallow this goal, this league is not serious. Because even the Mbappe penalty for me was very contentious. But I was like, fair enough, Kubarsi touches it twice, so we can give him the benefit of the doubt. But if that goal was ruled out, the second goal from Lamine Yamal, because of a De Jong handball, I think it was Lamine Yamal's goal that they were checking whether it should have been ruled out, then that would have been a disgrace in my opinion. But for me, Barcelona come roaring back. I wasn't really surprised. Even at 2-0, I'm calm because I know that this team will not allow Real Madrid to beat us this year. Not this year. No way. They're not good enough to beat us this year. I'm sorry to break it to you. And to all my US viewers, those of you who are in the US or in Canada or wherever else ESPN streams, I'm not sure if you guys watch the game with commentary. I'm not sure. But I don't watch the game with commentary. The reason I don't do that is because the ESPN commentators are so biased. I don't know if it's just, ignorant bias. I don't know if it's intentional bias, but their bias towards Real Madrid makes no sense to me. When they were 2-0 up, I think it was Steve McManaman. Firstly, the fact that they have a former Real Madrid player commentating on an El Clasico, I don't really understand how that works. But nevertheless, the entire time Real Madrid were 2-0 up, this guy is speaking about how, they played Inter Milan, There's no excuse. That was 4 days ago. And I'm sitting there like, what is this guy talking about? It's 15 minutes into the game. The game's not over. The other commentator is making the point that, oh, maybe Barcelona could come back. Barcelona will definitely score. And McManaman is saying, oh, yeah, he'll score, but I trust Real Madrid will score again. And I'm like, there's no reason for you to have this sort of belief in Real Madrid. Real Madrid have given you nothing to believe in this season. Why is this guy actively supporting and advocating for one of the teams like blindly based off of no evidence throughout this season? He's just sitting there telling you they're going to score, they're going to create chances, they're going to win the game. Even when Barcelona are scoring, you can hear it in his voice. He doesn't even believe it. He doesn't even want to believe it. He's like, oh, that's just bad defending from Real Madrid. Oh, that's just poor play from Real Madrid. Oh, it's a mistake. I'm like, why is this guy commentating on this game? This guy is very obviously not objective. So why is he commentating? I just turned off I muted it. It's completely unrelated to the game. Those of you who aren't in the US will be like, what is this guy talking about? But my US, Canada viewers, you guys know exactly. These guys are so biased against Real Madrid. Against Barcelona. Throughout the season, they've just been making the same points over and over and over and over and over again. You can't keep playing this high line. You can't keep playing this kamikaze style of football. You can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing that. And he was then talking about they were naive against Inter Milan. And I'm sitting there like, bro, just shut up. Like, we play this way. Accept it. We're going to win La Liga. We won the Copa del Rey. We won the Super Cup. Okay, we didn't win the Champions League. But not winning the Champions League doesn't make you a bad team. There have been incredible teams that haven't won the Champions League. So all this narrative in ESPN is completely and utterly stupid. And I watched the game on mute because of it. And I unfortunately got to miss out on the atmosphere in the stadium because of it, because the commentary was just so mind-numbing. So mind-numbing. All my US viewers, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but it was something that really annoyed me when I was watching the game. But forget all that nonsense. Going into halftime, I'm calm because Barcelona are 4-2 up, and it seems as though we're going to spank these guys once again. We're going to leave with another victory against Real Madrid. And everything was cozy. And then in the second half, it felt like Barcelona were really just trying to take control of the game and really preserve what they had. Of course, Lamine Yamal had a few good chances, created a lot of chances throughout the game. I thought Lamine today was, come on, this is regular for this kid. Same thing, same performances, same level, week in, week out. Incredible, running Fran Garcia ragged, running Jude Bellingham ragged. It's a comfortable game for Lamine. Created about 4 chances for Raphinha. Raphinha scored, 2 goals today? He could have probably scored 5 or 6. Genuinely could have scored 5 or 6 with the amount of chances he had today. That last chance after Firmino's goal was disallowed, which we'll get onto. After his goal was disallowed, he had the 2 headers with the Trivellas from Lamine, even the cross back post where he's basically point blank range. But to be fair to him, the ball bounces just before he hits it, so it kind of loses control of the ball. I thought Raphinha was good in today's game. We saw shades of the Raphinha that we saw at the start of the season, making runs, being threatening, making incisive runs into those areas, and just being a threat throughout the field, pressing high, pressing aggressively. This is the Raphinha I wanted to see against Inter Milan. Of course, Real Madrid are a lot more expansive, so there's going to be a lot more space. So it kind of makes sense that Raphinha wasn't as effective against Inter Milan. But to see him perform the way he did today, I was very, very, very happy. Dani Olmo as well. First half, he was struggling a bit. Fede Valverde was all over him. It seemed like that was a man-mark job from Real Madrid. Fede Valverde in the first 15 minutes probably committed about 6 fouls, and like half of them were not called for. I really don't understand the referees in this league. Another major talking point in the second half, or in the first half actually, was the yellow card for Tchouaméni that should have been a red card. And this brings us on to the topic of referees in this league. How Real Madrid fans can say that the referees are against them. I genuinely think Real Madrid fans are watching the game like this. There's no way these guys are actually watching these football games and they believe the referees are against them. How Tchouaméni was not sent off for that foul on Ferran Torres, I have no idea. Pulling him down, no attempt to get the ball, last man. The only person closest to the ball was Raphinha. So how Tchouaméni wasn't sent off, people are talking about it was wide, it wasn't, straight on towards goal. What are you talking about? Since when has this ever been a criteria to giving somebody a red card and a last man foul? I've never seen anything like that before. But they didn't even check it, didn't even review it on VAR, and they just kind of just went past it, just like they always do. You then go to the Tchouaméni penalty. Ball strikes his hand with ferocity. He's blocking the flight of the ball. His arm is away from his general vicinity of his body, the body shape. It's a clear penalty. It's a clear penalty. And then the referee goes over to the monitor to go and check it, and he comes back and says it's not a penalty, or he stands on business. And that was something I found very interesting. I can't remember the last time in La Liga I saw a referee make a decision on the field, go to VAR, and stick to that same decision. It's very rare you see that. Most of the time, they make a decision, they go to VAR, and then they reverse the decision, whether that be to actually give someone a red card, to actually rescind a red card, to give a goal, to disallow a goal. But this is the first time in a long time I've seen a referee make an on-field decision, go to VAR, and then stick to that same decision despite the advice of their VAR team. So that was quite puzzling to me. Again, how Real Madrid fans can claim that referees are against them, I have no idea. As the game went on, Barcelona tried to control the game. A lot of our passes became very sloppy. Pedri and De Jong again controlled the game. I thought De Jong once again was very good, forced the initiative, provided support for players all over the field. Pedri, you can tell that guy is absolutely exhausted. It's getting to that point in the season where it's really just survival mode now. I thought De Jong was good. But a lot of sloppy passes from the team today led to very, very dangerous counterattacks that were cut out by Christensen, cut out by sometimes even Kobarthi, Inigo Martinez, having to even throw his body on the line to get those things out of danger. And ultimately, those sloppy passes, Real Madrid preyed upon it. Vinicius in behind into Mbappe, and Mbappe gets his hat trick. Mbappe gets his hat trick, and he somehow still loses. Shades of the World Cup final in 2022. But I felt like the team was losing a bit of their head in an attempt to control the game. They were overdoing it and starting to become sloppy and complacent, and ultimately we were punished for it. But after that, I felt like the team started to get a bit more of a grasp on the game. Gavi came on, Fermin Lopez came on, always a great addition to the game in my opinion. And from there, I think we handled the game pretty well. Yes, there were some near misses, the Tchouaméni goal or the Mbappe goal that was disallowed for offside, the save from Szczesny. It was even Victor Munoz. Victor Munoz, who came on, I've never seen that guy in my life, came on, got in behind 1v1, and I'm thinking, wow, this kid is about to score in his El Clasico debut. Puts it high and wide, luckily for us. And it was nervy. It was nervy towards the end, man. Honestly, it was nervy. And I'm looking at that high line, I'm looking at the way we play, and I'm thinking Real Madrid seems to have figured this out because they got in behind a lot of times today. A lot of times onside. And looking forward next season with maybe Xabi Alonso or whoever it is, especially with Mbappe, who in the first game in the La Liga season was caught offside 8 times, it seems like he understands it now. So it's going to be interesting to see how Barcelona implement that offside trap or that high line next season against a team who know how to play against them. And that's why my confidence against Real Madrid has kind of waned as the season has gone on, because I feel as though there's just no way these guys haven't figured out how to beat us, or they haven't figured out how to prey on our weakness of that high line by now. And I think today especially, you saw that, okay, they understand it now. If they fix their defense, maybe they can get somewhere. So Real Madrid will definitely be a threat next season, but I don't care about that. At the end of the day, Barcelona came out on top. Fermin Lopez wins the ball from Valverde, jinks past 1-2, puts it in the bottom right-hand corner, runs off into the stadium to celebrate. And I'm celebrating, right? This video came out late because obviously it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you watching. I doubt any mothers are watching my videos on Barcelona. If you are, happy Mother's Day. Who am I to judge? But of course, go out to Mother's Day church, and I'm watching the game in church, and I'm having to contain myself, right? Because I'm like, Fermin Lopez has just won us the league, and he runs off into the crowd, and it's incredible. And then I see that it's been disallowed, and it's been disallowed for a handball. And this is where we'll go back and talk about referees. These guys are not serious. The referees in La Liga are not serious. When we complain about these referees, they'll say we're whining, we're complaining, we're crying. The referees in La Liga are not serious. How is that a handball? He's kicked the ball onto Fermin Lopez's hand, literally from, 30 centimeters away. But then Aurelien Chua, and Fermin Lopez's hand is not even in a awkward position. But Aurelien Chouameni can put his arms out in a jumping jacks position. The ball will strike him. A ball that's very clearly going on target towards Courtois' goal, and that isn't a penalty. This league, there's no consistency. At least if you want to be stupid in your decisions, be stupid all the time. Or if you want to be correct most of the time. I know there's going to be mistakes, but some of these things, like there's VAR. You guys can see these in slow motion. You can see these videos time and time again. It's not that hard to make the right decision. But ultimately, it didn't matter. I was happy for Fermin on his birthday. Got that huge goal, another goal against Real Madrid. I believe that would have been his 3rd goal against Real Madrid in his career. He loves to play against these guys. Fermin is such a valuable asset coming off the bench. Raphinha misses that chance, as I said at the end, but Raphinha today, as I said, it was incredible. He was alive. He was everywhere. He was everywhere, and it felt like, man, Raphinha, we've got him back. But once again, Barcelona serve up an absolute game of the season contender. How many games can we even say that about? The Atletico games, the Benfica games, the PSG, no, not the PSG, the Inter Milan. I wish the PSG game, the Inter Milan games, the Real Madrid games. It's been incredible from Barcelona this season. The Bayern Munich games, so many fixtures that I can say this team has made me proud this season. We won't win the Champions League, but we'll go again next year. And that's why I said I just hope this team pick themselves back up and don't let that defeat to affect them, because there's always next year. Win the league, win the cup, win the Copa del Rey, and just show that you are the best team in Spain, because we are comfortably the best team in Spain. I remember when we were competing with Atletico. I made a video about what, 5-6 months ago, when the league Atletico had just beaten us at home, and I made the point that we should not be in contention with Atletico Madrid. No disrespect to Atletico Madrid, but they are not a good team. No disrespect to Real Madrid, the institution, but they are not a good team. We should be running away with this league. And at that point, we were like, what, 8 points behind first place? So for me, I think it serves it right that Barcelona won this game convincingly. And it should have been 7-6, 7-8-3, and won the league convincingly, because that's what we deserve for everything we've given this season. Hansi Flick, you've changed my life. Thank you so much. And I hope to many, many years more. But on to a manager who probably didn't have as great of a season as Hansi Flick and Carlo Ancelotti, and this was his last ever El Clasico that he'll manage. I kind of get the feeling that this is probably Carlo Ancelotti's last ever club post or club assignment, but it should be interesting to see where he goes from here. I think Real Madrid this season, it's just been poor. From start to finish, it's been poor. Poor start to the season. Poor start for Mbappe. Good start for Vini, poor start for Bellingham, injuries from the starts, ACL to Militao, ACL eventually to Carvajal. You had the poor showing at the Ballon d'Or from the whole club after Rodri picked up the Ballon d'Or. Very, very childish stuff, immature stuff. The poor way that they conducted themselves at the Wanda Metropolitano after they won just about. The embarrassing way they got knocked out by Arsenal, and the embarrassments that they inflicted upon themselves throughout social media the week prior to the game. It's been a terrible season for Real Madrid, and I trust they'll be back next year. Xabi Alonso seems like he's been announced, confirmed as the new manager for next season. It should be interesting to see how they set up. Trent Alexander is going to come in. It seems like Saliba is going to be on their radar because they desperately need center backs. They desperately need fullbacks. They desperately need a midfielder who can control games. I feel like that midfield of Bellingham, Tchouaméni, and Valverde just doesn't work. I just don't think it works. I don't think you have any sort of control in there. And Valverde, he's been probably the only highlights for Real Madrid all season. Tenacious, versatile, impactful, brave, courageous in every game he plays, and always giving 100%. Even today, he got clamped, I think it was by Olmo, and he still got up, still played 90 minutes. Another 90 minutes in his legs this season. He deserves the holiday that he's going to get. He desperately deserves that holiday. But Real Madrid, hey man, should be interesting to see how they go next season. Jude Bellingham didn't really have that great of a season. I'm not going to sit here and listen to anybody try and sugarcoat it. Jude Bellingham has not been good this season. He had a great season last year, but this season has just been, he's been average. Let's be very honest. He's been average. Rodrigo, the fact that Rodrigo did not come on today, I think tells you everything you need to know. The fact that a random player called Victor Munoz came on ahead of Rodrigo, I think that tells you everything you need to know. Arda Güler started the game ahead of Rodrigo, and I thought he was going to be an X factor just because he plays differently. He pops in different spaces. He can pick passes that Rodrigo can't pick. He was completely and utterly anonymous. Came off at, I believe it was halftime for Brahim Diaz. I didn't even know that substitution happened until about 16, 15 minutes into the second half. So I was like, oh wow, Güler's not on the field anymore. Fair enough. Poor game from him. Diaz as well, poor game from him. Lost the ball on countless occasions. Mbappe did his job. Seems like he's going to win the Pichichi. Fair enough. He hasn't been good this season. Whether he's gotten 40 goals, 50 goals, he's been bang average this season. And that's just to his relatively high standards. I expect him to be back next year. For you to have an average season and still score, 28, 29 goals in La Liga? 40 goals in all competitions? Kylian Mbappe will definitely be back next season. Vinicius Jr., talked about him briefly when we were talking about Eric Garcia. He's been poor for about 6 months now. He will definitely be back next season because the way he's been playing these last few months is a disgrace. it's a disgrace because it's not even as though he's playing bad relative to his standards. He's just playing bad full stop. He's just playing bad full stop. He was better today, got in behind, created a few chances, but it just feels like that confidence isn't there. Because the Vinicius I knew a few years ago or even last season would have run all over Eric Garcia today. But he didn't even look confident enough to do any of that. So it should be interesting to see how he develops next season. But hey, man, Liverpool, swimming pool, generator fuel, Barcelona in 4. Barcelona in 4. But I know next season these guys are going to beat us. Like, bro, the things next season Real Madrid have for us. I already know Bernabeu. Santiago Bernabeu, they're already cooking up something underneath the stadium. There is no way Barcelona's beating Real Madrid 4 times in one season and it's going to be allowed. They're not going to take this line down. It's going to be scary to see what Real Madrid do next season, but we're going to be ready, hopefully. Laporta, you better stay on job. But Mbappe, you cannot allow Yamal to do this. Nations League is this summer. I just remembered. Yamal, Mbappe, you cannot allow Yamal to take your chain like this. You cannot. This is what, 5 games? 5 games now in a row. He's taking your chain every time. Like, he's not allowing you to eat anything. Nothing. He's giving you nothing. Euros took your chain. Super Cup took your chain. Copa del Rey took your chain. He's not allowing you to breathe. You can't allow a 17-year-old to do this to you, bro. You can't. He's a minor. You can't be allowing this, bro. You need to stand up. He scored a hat-trick today, but let's be honest. Did Mbappe play that well? That's questionable. Did Mbappe play better than Yamal? I don't think so. He scored 3 goals, but I don't think he played better than Yamal. Amen. You can't allow this kid to do this to you. Don't allow Mbappe. Don't allow Yamal to dunk on you in the Nations League and allow PSG to win the Champions League. Mbappe, don't allow that, man. Kylian Mbappe, don't allow it. I don't know who you need to call. I don't know which dealer you need to ring. You cannot allow that. I don't know who in the Inter Milan squad you need to make a phone call. You can't allow that. You cannot. Please rise. But hey, enough of the fun and games. La Liga, Copa del Rey, Super Cup. No Champions League, but I think at the start of the season, nobody would have expected us to win that. So it is what it is. So I'm glad I watch this team every week and I have a smile on my face. Exams are over. It's summer vacation and life is good. It's Mother's Day, as I said. Happy Mother's Day to all my mothers watching. Those, as I said, no mothers are probably watching this video. Those of you guys watching this video, if you have mothers, if you're lucky enough for your mom to still be with you, go there, give her a hug. If she's not with you, call her, text her, something. Send her money, send her a gift. Express your love for your mom. As I said, if she's still with you. If she isn't with you, amen. Same Mother's Day to everybody as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Let me know what you guys thought about the game. Are you not entertained? Take care of yourselves. Peace.